Welcome everyone. Today we'll talk about fundamentals of monitoring and evaluation system. Yes, the very basic tenets of monitoring and evaluation system is what the premises of today's discussion would be all about. Let us proceed thereby how to go around it. First and foremost, we will try to identify the key elements of a comprehensive monitoring and evaluation system. Identify the importance and the objective of monitoring and evaluation system, thereby describe key steps of strengthening and establishing the monitoring and evaluation system. So what are we talking around it? We are talking about the elements, we will be talking about the importance and objectives, and definitely the key steps to a positive monitoring and evaluation system that we would love to discuss in today's presentation. The key elements, the management of evaluation, the management of monitoring purpose is what we will talk about it. Linked to the program, the project, the strategy, the overall objectives or the goals thereby. Something which is simply notified what we are looking to receive, to achieve at the end. It's not, it's just a means to an end. Remember, we are looking at the end, and the means to an end would be a monitoring and evaluation system. The indicators thereof, the data collection system, the data analysis, users and dissemination plan thereby is what we will be talking around here. The information continuum. How do we come across the information continuum per se? It is a simple basic facet that goes in a clockwork direction. If you look into it, simple and straightforward thing. It starts from coordination, where we are basically collecting all form of data, probably making it available to the respective stakeholders. The stakeholders will identify the key points that they would love to achieve as such. Now that is what the collaboration is all about. It herein comes the every stakeholders bringing up their USP, the unique sales proposition, bringing in their viewpoints, bringing in their expertise, so as to build capacity is what we are looking into it. Remember, we are trying to address this monitoring and evaluation system, the fundamental of it, through a basic project of a health management of the health system that will goes around it. How does the overall improvement of the organization, the companies, the project health is concerned around here? So how can a comprehensive monitoring and evaluation system support the NTP, the nodal point? Efficient use of data and resources is what we would love to go around it, and that is what we should be taking around. Now, what are the efficient uses of data that we talk about it? We are talking about nothing but probably what is happening around now. People might be asking about monitoring and evaluation system and what is the NTP. It's nothing but the network time protocol. It's basically everybody has been utilizing for all the projects, extensively used by the networks, as in computers, the LAN. Definitely it can be applied to the projects thereby. So it is responsive to each key stakeholders, guarantees that the donor funded monitoring and evaluation efforts have been met around there, encourage communication between all those responsible for addressing the issue. In this case, the health issue is the tuberculosis that we are talking around here. Now, objective of virulent, or should I say a vibrant monitoring and evaluation system. It should be able to measure the progress day in, day out, improves accountability and management of resources, efficiently and effectively use the data, thereby improve coordination with partners, collect complete every data, absolutely every data, and not only completely collecting a collection of all the data, but on time collection is also very important. Now this is to keep in record the national effort that goes around it. Remember, the provincial government, it can goes into the federal government sectors, national government sectors, everybody can be in sync with what is happening. And I'm trying to address this issue with, let's say, the implementation of tuberculosis, the prevention of TB, the prevention of the spread of tuberculosis among the general population, or the Gen Pop as we generally talk it out. Now, what are the various steps to strengthen and implement the monitoring and evaluation system thereby? First and foremost step is the situational analysis, what we are looking forward to, and how do we go across for the situational analysis part of it. Develop monitoring and evaluation plan, definitely yes, depending upon the situation. How do we start with the process of collecting data thereby? So we need to plan everything out. Similarly, utilization of resources not only in terms of manpower but also in terms of time, effort. So establish those units, establish those standards, maintain them, and try to implement in as per your plan. If there are some hiccups, if there are some difficulties in implementation plan, take a note of it. Ensure that you have a proper dissection of the issues in your next meeting. So the implementation needs to be done wherever it is possible. The mechanism of management and the quality control of monitoring and evaluation activity is very important per se. Step number one is the situation analysis. Now, what are we looking at this particular objective? We are trying to identify the existing management practices, thereby indicators, the data sources already been there collected, and how do we come across with it? What is the net result that goes around? This is what we would be liking to talk around here. Remember, identifying the monitoring and evaluation practices, the indicators, the data sources are necessary for you to take the game forward, elevate the efficiency of the organization, identify gaps where indicators will be needed to develop. Assess national monitoring and evaluation capacity, needs for capacity development, identify potential for integration of monitoring and evaluation patterns thereby, and how do we come across with it. Let us understand the situation analysis in detail. Now, basically, what we are looking into is it a desk issue? Probably not at all. Remember, data has to be collected from the field, actually, as it is happening around it. But desk issue is where you need to put an analysis. You have to have all the facts and figures at your disposal. It has the facts and figures can be coming from structured interview, right from every stakeholder, structures interview, right from every minor person, actors involved in that project that goes around it. Now, this is what we are looking. Structured interviews with data uses are at all level per se. So develop monitoring and evaluation plan. And how do we go across with the development of monitoring and evaluation plan? Now, this is, remember, not the step one, but the step two that we comes across it. Clear goals and objective that needs to be maintained as far as the challenges are concerned. And how do we come across with it? We need to propose our interventions. We need to tell what is expected and what is to be done, how it is to be carried forward. We need to collect data, indicators, which are relevant to the project as on when on basis. This is what we looking at into it. Try to collect data right from the sources. Remember, the moment you are collecting right from the sources, there are less number of discrepancies. There are less number of human interpretation that can go wrong out with them. You need to ensure the collection is feasible, practical, and on a real-time basis as the case might be. Identify those responsible for data analysis, use, and dissemination thereby, and how do we go across with it. Step number three is to establish everything within the implementation organization. What do we go around it? How do we go around it? We need to understand the financial implications thereby. Remember, it's not about men and material that is going to be utilized. It's the money that has been involved out there. You need to ensure that the financial resources are going to the last mileage per se. And that is what we look into it. At the same time, never compromise on the human capacity. I have been hampering on the fact that a project consists of the utilization of men, money, and the manpower. If you're looking into it, the effort that goes around it, we're talking about strengthening of the human capacity, ensure regular supervision of data collection and reporting thereby. And how do we come across with it? What is to be done and how do we go around it? Step number four is the implementation of merger and monitoring and evaluation plan, as the case might be. Develop strategies to build, to maintain the monitoring and evaluation capacity right at the national level, right at the provincial level, right at the local level, in the community level, if you can possibly do around it. Adapt forms and guidelines for monitoring and evaluation at different levels, as the case might be. Coordinate with the subnational, national, international monitoring and evaluation expert. What I'm trying about coordination is nothing but benchmarking yourself. Try to benchmark yourself and identify in which spot you have been located, and how do you, what all things are needed to improve yourself, improve your project altogether to support the implementation of the plan thereby. Training of the staff at different levels, as the case might be. This is what we are looking forward to. Develop guidelines for reporting the requirements as usual. Mechanism of management quality, this is the fifth step that we are talking around it. The mechanism has to be designed, has to be put in place. If required, adapt to the national database. If required, benchmark your indicators and report generation, and that will give you a clear understanding of what needs to be done, how it is to be approved around it. Carry out regular assessment of quality of monitoring and evaluation reporting at every level, be it regional, be it district, be it sectors, uh, be it company, be it section, be it even functional level as you want to go around it. Carry a regular assessment of monitoring program in every sphere of your operation per se. That will only help you to elevate your efficiency. Establish a regular mechanism of feedback as the case might be. Monitoring and evaluation system, rule of the thumb is 10% of the budget. Usually 5 to 7% is utilized. The situation analysis and the design of monitoring and evaluation for the proposal thereby. What we are looking out here, strengthening of monitoring and evaluation units. How do we come across with it? You need to understand this thing very clearly and very solidly. Give me data management and reporting. How do we go across with it? Data management and reporting is once you have collected the data, collate the data, come on, go on, present the data in a sense that make easily applicable to the general public altogether. And that is what we have looked into it. Everything done out here. The quality controls improvement has to be bear marked. It has to be improved every time you are going under the process. This will only enable you to ensure that the future projects are going error free. This is why we require the special survey thereby. Now, priorities. What are the priorities that we are looking into it? We need to answer the question as to who are the key actors who's going to implement it. How will the data be collected? How will the data be analyzed? And probably what are the quality that we are going to benchmark ourselves with it? And this is what monitoring and evaluation system is all about here. Remember, it's who, the actors, how, the process, what the analysis would be all about it. These are the pertinent questions that we are trying to answer. I'm just giving you, on your screen, if you can see it around here, we're giving you a checklist of what exactly is done. Let's say on a unit level, on a clear goals, what are the things that goes around it? These are mentioned on the unit levels. It's a unit, individual, central unit of a program. We're talking about formalization. We are talking about clarity in goals altogether. We are talking about the indicators thereby, data collection, analysis, uses, utilizations, as the case might be, the data dissemination as on when on basis. If we go around out here, the checklist are for you to ensure that things are going in a proper shape. Now, the very last pertinent point is what the outcomes is all about it. We are completely clear collecting data for input and output simultaneously as it is being generated. Requires internal self-assessment, external evaluation. System should be as simple, as novice as possible. It should be understood by the layman. Standardized core sets of tools to collect, analyze data, human capacity to collect, verify, enter, analyze data. Monitoring and evaluation system should be built in the design of the program. This has to be in the DNA of the program. The human capacity should be vibrant. Everything should be optimized to give you a wonderful result. And that is what we want to say about the fundamentals of monitoring and evaluation system. Hope this particular video is very clear to you, simple to understand. Thank you for watching this video to the very end. Thank you very much.